Hey, what's up, everybody?
What is going on, everybody?
What's going on, everybody?
What up, everybody?
Welcome to the DaveCast.
Welcome back to DaveCast.
The DaveCast.
The DaveCast. Thank you guys for listening.
Thank you guys for listening.
Man, I cannot get a point across to save my life today, you guys.
I'm getting emotional. Stop getting emotional, Dave.
Listen to me, you guys. I'm out of control.
So, welcome to the DaveCast. I'm going to be your host, Dave Helmbrecht. This was the first podcast. I hope you guys liked it. I love you guys, and thank you so much. Love you guys. Later.
All right, here we go, you guys. Take two, because these dogs in my house don't stop barking at nothing. And I was like, you know what, I'm going to push through it. I'm just going to do it because they bark. It's what they do. I'm not going to be able to stop it. They didn't stop. I'm recording the video. I don't feel like piecing it together later because I had to get up and fucking yell at them. I yell at these dogs all day long. It's like they're giving me so much anxiety. River's been shitting all over the house. Something's going on with her stomach. We might have to change her food. Malone, he just got neutered a week ago. He's got the cone of fucking shame on, and he runs it into everything. Runs it into my legs. He ran into my back the other night, and it's busted up. And he runs into the molding on the fucking corners of the walls because we live in like a trailer house. You have the corner moldings, I guess. All houses have that? Maybe. Probably better. It's probably not the fucking shitty cardboard kind. And knocks it off. He just bams it off or whatever. And the thing's all breaking to pieces. And you can't take the cone off because he fucking goes to lick right away. And you can't get infected and any of that. He's already been through enough. Bailey, she's a good dog. I worry about her because she doesn't seem as playful. She doesn't seem like she seems depressed all the time. But she's a hound dog, and she's over 3 years old now. And when hound dogs, once they hit like 3, all that puppy's out of them, and it is time for them to they just chill. Chill. She goes outside, she runs around and has fun. But in the house, she just finds a spot, collapses, and takes a nap, you know? I love my dogs. I love them. I love fostering. I love helping animals. You know, all these dogs. We don't foster cats because we got 5 of those fucking things. And I'm not even going to start. With the cats. They've actually haven't been that bad lately. But it's been bad enough. Okay. These dogs, man. So like River with her stomach, she shit. We put her in the, I guess she's been sleeping in, she sleeps in bed with Robin. Her and Bailey sleep in bed with Robin. Malone's got his big ass kennel, and he hangs out in here with me in the gaming room, podcast studio, whatever you want to call it, until he falls asleep in here anyway. But eventually I move him to the kennel. He's got that big old kennel out there. It's not a little kennel he's stuck in. It's an outdoor kennel inside our house. I've explained this before. He's got it okay. Pretty good. Compared to what he came from, you know, and I'm not trying to, that's fucked up. But he can't go outside without a leash. We don't need him to run off, and he doesn't stick around. Trust me. He got off leash. He got off one time, and he took off running, wasn't listening to me. I had to go fucking walk a quarter mile to go get him, and we don't need him getting hit by a car and all that bullshit. So with Bailey and River, like, I just open the door and they can go outside. And I got my Xbox on and the notifications are popping up on here. Distractions. Don't get distracted. So these dogs, I love them. But man, they're not helping with my anxiety lately. And people are like, oh, dogs help with your anxiety. And it's like, maybe. Like when you sit down and have cuddle time with them and you're all lovey-dovey with them and they show you like River runs up to you and she's like, arr, arr, she does this little howl thing. And it's the cutest fucking thing ever. You're just like, oh, you love me, you know? And it's a good feeling. It makes you feel pretty good about yourself. Anyway. I don't know. I was probably have more shit to talk about with the dogs, but that's just where I'm at with them. So thank you guys for checking in on me. And I am always willing to check in on you guys. But you gotta hit me up, man. I don't know. I don't know. Like if you're going through shit, if you're sitting out there waiting for somebody to call you or text you or hit you up because you're down and out. And it's like, they should know I'm down and out. Well, they don't know, man. Everybody's got their own issues. Everybody's going through their own shit. If you want someone to talk to, you got to reach out. I see people reaching out on Facebook in posts all the time lately. I'm down and out, and I'm just whatever. And a couple of them I wrote them messages, and I've messaged here and there, back and forth, and I try to give my perspective on things. I've been through a lot, mentally and now physically and mentally, because it's all the same in a way. It all works together. And I've been to treatment. I've been to counseling. I've been to therapy. I have addiction issues. I'm addicted to vaping again. Like, I don't know what it is about vaping, and I know it's probably fucking terrible for my lungs. If I get COVID, it'll probably fucking kill me. I don't know. But there's something about that little rip of nicotine that just makes me fucking kind of feel something. I had a dream last night that I smoked weed. Smoked weed for the first time in, it's been 13 months since I smoked or drank. Still sober, hating every minute of it. Picked a fucking terrible year to quit drinking, man, 2020. Or maybe it's a good year, because I heard alcohol numbers are through the roof right now. Suicide numbers are through the roof. People lost their jobs, or people worked from home, and it was just easy to sit down, have a drink, get fucked up. And, you just don't... If you have financial issues, any sort of issues, like if you drink, you're not helping those issues at all, but at the time, it feels pretty fucking good, and you just don't even think about or worry about those things. Drinking, it obviously bring on more depression. Spending money on the drinking, spending money on drugs, weed, things like that. But I had this dream that I was, smoking. I think I was in a hot tub. Dude, I don't know. My dreams, if I don't take my sleeping meds, which I don't all the time, and I have the weirdest fucking dreams. I want to start writing them down because I don't ever remember them, but they are fucking weird. They haven't really been nightmares. A couple of them have kind of been nightmarish, but not like I used to have, man. Not where it was like I woke up like I was straight in a fight or any of that. It's been good, and I don't take my meds, because if I take my meds, I got 7 hours. I gotta get that 7 hours. And even when I get that 7 hours, I wake up pretty groggy and feeling like shit. Well, today, I fucking woke up and I was like, woo! I'm up and moving around, playing with the dogs, and I'm dancing and beatboxing and shit. Dancing and shit. And the dog, River, I don't know what it is, and I guess I've never done that in front of her before. But it freaks her out. She just bites me. She's ripping on my pant legs, jumping up, biting my hands as I'm fucking doing the robot and dancing and shit. And it's cute. I don't care. She don't bite. She bites pretty hard when I do that, though. But she's cute as shit, and I don't get mad at her. And I thought it was hilarious that she was doing that, and they get all worked up. So I'm saying, if I'm up and I'm moving right away, and I'm fucking dancing and doing shit, I'm in a good mood. Things are going fucking great. Really good. And then I go to take a piss. And it burns like a motherfucker. Don't fucking... Dave's talking about taking pisses, dude. We all take pisses. And everybody's had a piss that burns. You have that piss that... It burns so bad that when you get done peeing, it just still feels like you have to piss. And you got to beat that feeling. You got to stop. You got to go, I'm not going again. Because next time when you go again, it's just going to burn again and it starts all over. Kind of put a hampering on my day. Back in the day when I'd have a burning piss, when I was a fucking raging slut, it made me nervous. I was like, oh shit. Caught something. Did I give it to the girlfriend? Did I give it to the wife? You guys know me, man. I was a fucking bad dude back in the day. But I'm not that guy anymore. Could that guy fucking come out? Maybe. But I got to catch it, check it, change it. If I'm at Walmart and I fucking see some yoga pants go by and I'm like, whoa. And I got to go, woo, Robin's butt is way better. And she's probably got that girl probably don't have a job, or that girl wouldn't be interested in a fucking 38-year-old balding, gray-bearded dude. Anyway, I got to catch it, check it, change it, I don't put myself in situations. Some of the things right now that's kind of weird to me is like I was saying, helping somebody on Facebook, and it's a female, and she's married. And the thing is like every cheating relationship started as like some weird little friendship or two people that vent to each other, and when all of a sudden they'll be like, well, my husband's an asshole and he never has sex with me anymore. And you'll be like, what? My girlfriend never has sex with me anymore. And all I want is sex. And then you're like, sex. And then next thing you know, you're like, oh, my husband's out of town or whatever. We should meet up and go hang out or whatever. And it's just like cheating happens. And, if you guys are loyal, don't cheat. I hope you are. You don't really understand where I'm coming from, maybe. I'm trying to explain it to you. Or those of you who do cheat or used to cheat, get it. Not a good thing at all. If you're at that point in your relationship, the hardest part about it is going to your significant other and being like, hey, I'm interested in somebody else, like sexually or even emotionally, because this person talks to me and you don't. Like, you have to have that open communication, but it's so hard, right? Because your significant other they might get really insecure. They might think you're already cheating. I don't know, man. But you have to have that communication. Because you got to be like, well, why? Why am I feeling this way about another person when I'm with you? What can we do to fix that? Or should me and you not be together anymore? So what I'm trying to get at is I'm chatting on Facebook Messenger with this girl, older than me. I knew her growing up. I knew her from high school, and I think that's where I know her from. I'm not trying to be mean here, but I'm like trying to remember. She's from the Millbank area. She's been on my Facebook friends for a long, long time. So, and then I see all of her posts. Like I don't know. It's weird on Facebook how you see so many posts or whatever. Like, I'll post a meme or jokingly about something, or I'll post something political, and one of them will get 3 or 4 fucking likes and not a comment. And then I post something else and it'll get fucking 50 likes and a bunch of comments. So I don't know. Maybe the more people start commenting and liking and stuff, the more it starts to pop up on other people's feeds. I don't know. The algorithm, don't understand the algorithm at all. But what I'm getting at is I'm trying to help this person, and it feels good to like help somebody who just needs someone to talk to, can get some good advice, can get a third party perspective on it. And I don't know her husband. I really don't know her in a way, besides for some of the stuff she posts on Facebook, and then now some of the stuff she's told me. But and then, she said her and her husband are so distant, it's ridiculous. And he's super controlling, and I'm like, well, maybe your best bet is, counseling, sit down and talk with him. She's like, he doesn't even talk to me. He won't do counseling. I'm like, well, and he doesn't let her do anything. And I'm like, well, what do you do? Like, what if you did just go hang out with friends, or you did go have a drink or whatever, and she's like, oh my God, he'd take all my stuff and kick me out of the house. I'm like, well, where do you have to go? Where is your support system? And a lot of her family and stuff has turned their back on her and stuff. And I'm not trying to throw all her stuff out there. You guys don't even know what I'm talking about. So it doesn't matter. This is all just stuff to listen to and learn from a little bit, and I'm just giving her this advice, like, maybe you need to get your own place. I'm like, does your job pay enough where you get your own place? You need to find something, and like, don't jump into another relationship right away. Like, don't find another guy to go live with, or girl, either or. It's not going to help the situation at all. You need some time to be on your own. Maybe moving out, or make your husband realize how much he needs you and loves you, and he'd be willing to work on it after that. The wrinkles on my forehead. For you guys that are listening to the audio, I'm just doing another video. I'm going to just start doing videos for everyone. The one I did in the car, obviously I can't do a video for that. I guess I could. I don't know if I can record that long on my phone, though. That would be, not going to do it. But I got to make them, when she talks about her husband being the way he is and, whatever, doesn't pay attention to her. Like, I tell her that I am in a relationship with a woman who loves the shit out of me and would do anything for me and already has done way too much for me, kept me around after I fucked up, like bad. So, and I'm like, we talk quite a bit. I go, we struggle with communication a little bit, but we're working on it and we're getting better at it. And I feel like if you can't sit down with your husband or your significant other and tell them anything that's on your mind, you need to fix something. That relationship needs some work. Even if we all don't like hearing critiques and fucking bad news and shit about ourselves, but you're not going to change if you don't hear it. I tell you guys all the time, feedback, man. Send me some fucking feedback. Dave, you say, know what I mean too much? You say this or that. Like, let me know. I love it. And sometimes when it comes from someone you really love, it can kind of hurt a little bit. You're like, really? And you don't have to agree with it. That person might just be hating. But just take that. Take that little tool they give you. It's a piece of shit socket that you'll never use because it's a weird size. Throw it in your toolbox. Someday you might need that fucking socket. I bought a 32 milligram socket back in the day. It was probably for like a wheel hub or something. I don't remember why I bought it. Sat in my toolbox forever. I look at it and be like, this fucking socket is huge. I'm like, when am I going to need this thing again? And the oil drain, the oil filter cover, my daughter has a Pontiac G6, and it doesn't have like your normal oil filter. It's got like an open filter, so there's no like casing around it, like a Fram. The Fram makes these ones too. But anyway, you have to take off this plastic cap and then you got to you hit it from the top of the engine, which is weird, and you pull this filter out and you just replace it with another one. There's an O-ring. Anyway, that fucking cap to get it off is a 32 millimeter. I need that tool. So when somebody gives you a critique, they give you advice, just take your little tool, put it in your toolbox. Someday maybe you'll need it. Look, if you're into fishing, call it your tackle box. Somebody gives you a lure, a jig, some weights, whatever you want to call it. Your makeup case. Somebody gave you some lipstick. That's a fucking weird color. I'll never use this. Why would you give me this? Put it in your fucking makeup kit, makeup box, makeup drawer. Someday, you're going to be wearing this dress. You're going to be like, I don't know, what goes with this? And you're going to be like, where'd this lipstick come from? Won't even remember where you got it from. Put it on, you're like, they do that thing with their lip. Don't know why they do that. I think you spread it out, right? They're like, ooh, that looks good with this dress. Have I beaten this down? Advice, critiques, all that stuff, man. Like, don't play people off. Don't just take it. Put it in your thing. Don't even like it at the time. Ew. Throw it in there. Ew, that's terrible advice. Ew. Don't tell them that. Because they're trying to help you. Thank you for the advice. I'll work on that. And then when they leave, you say, fuck that guy. Just kidding. No, I'm not. But if you can't, I'm gonna get back on track. If you can't talk to your significant other about anything, you gotta figure something out for real. With that being said, airplane parts are falling out of the sky. What kind of luck would that be? Driving down the road, heading home, listening to a podcast, listening to the DaveCast on my Bluetooth speakers in the car. A fucking airplane engine like hits your car, lands in front of your car, and you crash into it, or just lands in the field next to you. Like, is that a fucking meteor? Somebody dropping bombs? This one, it like hit somebody's house, man. It was a flight, I think, from Denver to Japan. I don't know what plane. 747 maybe. I read about it last night. Short-term memory shot. But I was thinking about that today. You imagine just outside, smoking a cig, watching the stars. A fucking airplane engine lands on you. Meant to be. Just be happy. I'd be happy with that. I'm gonna start hoping for that. Airplane engine, United Airlines, whatever. Just fucking, you wouldn't even know what happened. You just be lights out. And then my family sues the piss out of whatever airlines it was. These bitches are rolling in dough for the rest of their life. Money doesn't bring happiness, Dave. No, but it takes away a bunch of stressors, and then you're allowed to go find happiness or make yourself happy, right? All these rich people, these people that made it financially, or, you know, they made it both financially and in their career, their job, and whatever, once they got this paycheck that, like, fuck, half of it, like, I half of it doesn't even go to my month's bills. I still got half a paycheck left. I don't have a paycheck left. I've never had half a paycheck. I barely have any paycheck left by the end. My fault. Yeah, I put myself in debt. Made some terrible financial decisions. Got married married and had kids with women I probably shouldn't have. Child support's a bitch. But those people who get, they get that first paycheck that just seals the deal, and they don't have to work some side gig anymore, or work a full-time job while they're trying to start up a business on the side, or content creator, be a podcaster. You know, they can actually be like, man, I have time to sit down now and do my podcast. I got time to sit down now and work on my paper crochet art that I make and sell on Pinterest or whatever. Etsy, I don't know. You know, like, you have time to sit down and write and read and become, and really put your all into what you want to, because if you're going to work every day at a job you hate, it's just going to break you, you know? You're going to put your all into it and get, you know, what, enough paycheck to cover the bills, food, and some gas. Well, the dude up top's got 3 boats and a lake cabin. Yes, he created that company, and he deserves that, right? Because he gave all these people these jobs. This is something that's on my mind a lot. And I know, you know, you can be being an entrepreneur. People are still starting businesses. I'm going to talk through this. Dogs. People are... Stop! They're not going to stop. People are still starting businesses. They're starting their own companies and making money, you know, and growing substantially at times. But I think, man, like, we are in, and I talk about it, we're in a saturated time where, like, let's say you started a business back in the 1960s. You start a tire shop. There was only a couple other tire shops, man. And there was only so many brands of tire and this and that. And there was no Walmart. There was no Sears. They didn't, you know, they weren't selling tires yet. There was, you know, you had to go to a tire place to get your tires, to buy them and put them on. Now Walmart does it. Now all these places do it, right? So if I really like tires and I feel like that's what I want to do, I want to start a tire shop. Like, there's so many, it's so saturated. There's so many already. Maybe you can move to a town that has less tire shops and you have a better chance of getting more clientele. What I'm getting at is, I don't think it's as easy to start a business. Yes, there is the online thing, which, you know, expanded to everybody. You know, people can make money playing video games, making videos, working from, like, home on the internet, selling things on the internet, having a website that sells your stuff and sells things, and pansy schemes. But what I'm getting at is I feel like it's not as easy, man. There's twice as many people as there was fucking 60 years ago. And all those people are just trying to survive and do their own thing. And some of them are content working a 9 to 5 or working in a factory or a cubicle. Are you really happy, though? I'm being brainwashed a little bit, you guys. Brainwashed by the left. The extreme left. I found a podcast. It's called Revolutionary Revolt. It's a left-wing podcast. And the one I listened to, he was actually reading from a book from Karl Marx talking about we are slaves to these jobs now because culturally we get into debt because we got to have a nice car, you got to have this or that. The smart people don't get into a bunch of debt. They drive a hoopty and they work and work and work and they save their way up for a new car. Or not even a new one, a decent car. You know, they go out and they don't buy a $20,000 car brand new. They buy like a $10,000 used car. Well, used car can have its issues. It's hit or miss. While you're saving that money, you might get to $8,000 and be like, man, I'm $2,000 away from owning this car that I want, or a new car, new to me, not brand new. And something happens, man. A tooth falls out, medical issues, a kid gets sick. Yeah, I have health insurance to cover it, but it doesn't cover all of it. And there's deductibles and other stuff. The hoopty that I'm driving now breaks down and I'm stuck with buying a cheaper car again. Like I don't think it's that easy to save money because life gets in the way sometimes. If you're out there and you're saving money and you think, Dave, you're a fucking idiot right now, you can save money, then dude, you're doing it right then. Good for you. But I'm saying it's not that hard. It's not that easy. You know? And, you know, guys that like me, I pay child support. Boo-hoo, Dave. You're fucking boo-hoo, you. Yeah, I know. I put myself in that spot. Someday I'll have money. I don't stress about finances as much. Anyway, these people are going into how they're bashing on capitalism pretty hard. How there's all these worker ants and the queen bees are getting richer and we're getting poorer. I came across a thing on Facebook the other day. My neighbor growing up, Mallory, younger than me, posted this thing, and it really sounds like socialism. It sounds like communism. But she posted this link and like, just check this out. And I click on the link, and I didn't do the crazy part is I didn't see the scroll bar at the bottom, but it's like hold shift and then hit the fucking, the wheel on your mouse and it'll start scrolling right. And there shows like a little like a dot. You can't even see it. And it says that's $1,000. And then it showed like a square that's like, this is the annual household income of 63,000 maybe, something like that. And then it showed a bigger square for like, this is what $1 million looks like. And then it's like, this is what this company looks like, this, this person or this company is worth this much. And then it gets to Jeff Bezos, who's worth $200 billion. And I'm fucking scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. And it's just this solid block just going and going and going. And then all of a sudden, like, as you're scrolling, it'll say something on the screen. Like, this is how much money it would take to end world hunger or whatever. And it pretty much, it's like less than a percentage of a fraction of his money. This much money could house all homeless veterans, and it wasn't even a block bigger than the screen. So do we say like, okay, he made that fucking $200 billion on his own, starting companies or whatever he fucking did to get there. That's his money. He can do what he wants with it. Or can he turn around and like help people out with it? You know what I mean? I don't know. You can't take his money away, right? Well, I've been listening to this podcast and take his fucking money. How's the fucking homeless people? You could take $100 billion of his, half his fucking money. And he still has $100 billion left. Is it 10,000 million? 100 billion, right? Because 1 billion is 1,000 millions. Yeah. No, he has 100. A hundred. Okay. Fucking brain's doing math. $100 billion is $100,000 million. So how about I don't know if it'd help. It probably wouldn't help anything. But he could give everybody in the country $1 million and still have over $100 billion. It would barely put a dent in his money. Holy shit, man. If you give me $1 billion right now, I'm going to fucking make a difference. Buy a new car and a new house first. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, homeless people. There's so many homeless people in this country. LA, San Francisco, Washington, D.C., Las Vegas. Everywhere. So many homeless people. Take a little bit of his money. See if he even notices. Just a little bit. Here you go. Throw it at this homeless problem. I don't even know how to fix this fucking homeless problem. Because a lot of it's a mental health problem. Addiction issues. Like, I feel like even if you built this whole apartment complex, like tons of them. So you can live here, but you got to be sober. And you got to look for a job. Most of those people are still going to choose to live on the street. Because they want to do drugs and they don't want to work. So, just some perspective, you guys, a little bit, right? Because I don't know how to feel about it. I just feel like that fucking dude has too much money. I don't know, man. You give every one of his employees $1 million and one put a dent. Not a dent. Probably wouldn't notice. That's insane, man. And like I said, like it's just perpetual wealth, just growing. Jeff Bezos' fucking kids, or whoever inherits his shit, it's just gonna keep building, right? Let's use it to fix something. But like I said, can you tell someone what to do with their money? Can you take their money from them? We should do that. Just kidding. No, I'm not. Anyway. So this is one other topic I want to touch on. And I know I went 30 minutes. Way longer than normal. But I got a lot on my mind. College debt, right? College loans. And this is where a lot of people are like, fuck you, Dave. That I'm going to differ on it, you know what I mean? And I understand where everybody is coming from on this one. I really do. You know, if we pay off all this student loan debt, who's gonna pay for it? The taxpayers. We're gonna be the ones fucking paying for it. I didn't go to college. I worked my ass off and worked my way up to where I am now. Now I gotta pay off some fucking kid's schooling. Well, one, do you even know where your fucking tax money goes? Military industrial complex. Other fucking, these politicians handing it out to other countries, handing it out to just dumb, stupid shit that we would never agree with. But we're okay with that. But we're not okay with helping out other Americans who were sucked into a fucking system that they felt like you need a degree. It was pushed. You can't get a job without a degree. No, you're not going to make this much money unless you have a degree. So everybody was like, we need to go to college. And nobody can fucking afford college because it's, you know what I mean? Like, really expensive. People have. Don't get me wrong. People have worked their way through college. People, you know, have paid for it. But I think college tuition in some schools, like, you have to settle for a lower, like a school that the tuition is cheaper and it's not as good of a school, right? Or maybe you went to the expensive school and you paid your way through. Good for you. You're fucking less than a 1%er. But these people had to get these loans and to go to college to get this degree they think they have to have. And so they get these loans and they're like, these loans sound good. You got to pay them back until after you're done with school, or 10 years from now, you don't got to pay them back. Who knows what the fucking interest rates are on them. And then, but if you look into it, you get these student loans, and then the government, I forget what it's even called, started buying them and gobbling them up. And so you own on a student loan, but you owe the government on most student loans. I don't know. I've read that or heard it somewhere. It might be bullshit. Peter Schiff, I think, was talking about it on a podcast or a video I watched of him. Economist. A word is hard. An economist who I fucking love listening to him. I think he makes so much sense. He thinks we're in this wealth bubble that's just going to explode. Well, think of it this way, you guys. One, I like to think of it as helping other Americans. All these people that are in debt. Who's not helping me? It's not fair. Fucking get over that shit real quick. If you help out all these other Americans, all these kids, not even kids, some adults, with their student loan debt, and they don't got to pay it anymore, they're going to put more money in their pocket. They'll be less stressed out. They'll be spending money. Instead of sending that money to the fucking government, they'll be spending it at your businesses, at local businesses, at your car dealership. You know what I mean? Like, be happy for other people. Like when somebody else can get some help. I don't get mad when you hear about people getting help. I don't know where I was going with that. I hope that fucking made sense. But I feel like, you know what? If the government wants to pay off student loans, that's fine. But find a place to stop taking our taxes and sending it somewhere else. Like, we should get to choose where our taxes go. Anything financially that has to do with the government should be so fucking transparent that we know exactly where it goes. Crazy part is, like, in some bill they'll pass for the stimulus check, $20 million will go to teaching fucking gender equality in Iran, when we're probably just paying them back for some bullshit that they lent us money for, or vice versa. Don't get me started, you guys. I'm losing my mind. All right, that's it. Don't look at fucking helping, like, people getting helped out, like these student loans paid off, man. Yes, they chose to take that loan out. But honestly, man, when you're young and dumb, you do some dumb shit. If I didn't go to the Air Force, I would have had to get student loans to go to school. I wasn't going to be able to afford that shit. I'm blessed to have been, get my GI Bill and stuff from the military. I fucking deserve that shit. Because I endured fucking Air Force for 14 years. Yeah, I wasn't the Marines or the Army, Dave. I was pretty much the infantry in the Air Force. We're the career field that fucked each other. A lot. I don't know. Thank you, guys. Thanks for watching the video. Appreciate it. Look like I'm fucking getting old, and I am. It's hard to sit here and, like, record a video of yourself. Hard enough listening to your voice. But don't be afraid. Start a podcast. Start some fucking YouTube videos, content. Be goofy, be funny. Do not do the one chip challenge. If you haven't seen it yet, I did a back cast where I was going to exercise my mental toughness. And they have this one chip challenge. I still don't know how to say it. Pick? I don't know. Paqui. This chip. 1.5 million Scoville units. A blazing wing at B-dubs is 300,000. They have a gummy bear out there that's 13 million. My brother's like, get that thing and eat it. I'm like, ah! This was fucking... Dude, it wasn't even spicy hot. It was pain. Like I just took a fucking knife and stabbed my mouth with it. So bad. And I got it all on video for your guys' entertainment. So as fucking Batman, please, you guys, go to my YouTube page. This is Dave Helmbrecht. Watch this video, if you already are. Watch the DaveCast stuff. Subscribe to my page. Like my shit. Comment on my shit. Please. Show me some support. Just watching it, just listening right now is more than enough support. You can throw a little more my way if you want. Quit begging for it, Dave. Love you guys. Thank you so much for listening. Once again, Dave's Podcast 1@gmail.com. If you ever want to be on the podcast, got any questions for me, want to hear my perspective on anything, email me. Write me on Facebook, Dave Helmbrecht. Dave's Podcast on Facebook. Funny Welder on Instagram. And on Xbox, I am Average Dad. AVGDAD. If you ever want to play some fucking video games, because I play video games, it's one of my addictions. Don't stream anymore, though. Anyway, shout-outs again. Forks Fighters, Victor, Combat, Cardio. I'm going tonight, Tuesday night, 6 to 8. But anyway, he's in there Monday through Friday, 6 to 8. And get in there, man. You can learn some self-defense, learn some boxing, learn some jiu-jitsu. We got it all. Hit some bags. Get that fucking anger and anxiety out. If you can't get to the gym, take a walk. Whatever. Shout-outs to some newer podcasts. My buddy Mark Bush, talked about him before. Mark Bush, Perspective with Mark Bush and Friends. He just got a new one out the other day about resumes. It's got some really good info if you're out there looking for a job and what HR departments look for when they look at resumes and applications. That shit ain't my fucking jam. I don't want to hear that, but I listened to it because I want to support my buddy, and it actually was very informative. Gave me some good pointers. I might even listen to it again and take some notes. I can't remember shit. Also, Matthew Marsh, a mixed martial artist, a jiu-jitsu man. Sorry, Matthew. He's just a martial artist. Trains down in Fargo. I've trained with him quite a few times. Awesome fucking dude. He has a podcast out called the Ride or Die podcast. Look him up. He's got such a cool logo and shit already. I'm like, dude, that's awesome. So hopefully I can have him on my podcast or I can be on his podcast. And we can just kind of... Dave, you don't have fucking people on your podcast. I'm working out on my daughter on. My daughter and her boyfriend want to be on. We're going to sit down and we'll discuss some shit. There's quite the gap there. They're 18, 38, 20-year difference. Let's see what they got to say. So, that's it, you guys. Those are the shout-outs. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for listening. I know everybody, not too many people watch it. People listen, though. I don't watch very many podcasts either. Mine's all audio, usually. Every once in a while, I'll pull up the video. Rogan's now is on Spotify, so if you have the phone and you're looking at it, the video is right there. You have video and audio, really, if you want it. So, I appreciate you guys. Till next time. Later.